Hello, my name is Maureen and I am a chronic overspender. That is actually why I named my planner company 𝖓𝖓𝖓𝖓𝖓. one of the reasons, because every year there are so many planner releases, it really feels like it's the apocalypse. And your mind is like, which one should I get? I'll just get all of them. The inundation of consumerism is, it's something. So this is the video about my maker's year. And I have my iPad here, and if you see me checking my iPad, it's because I actually have notes. I have notes today so that I don't go off on wild tangents, which, you know, I'm probably still gonna do. So, what is my maker's year? My maker's year is what I am calling my no spend year for 2023. Because I am, as I said, a chronic overspender, and I've gone on month-long no-buys before, and it always feels like I'm just waiting for the month to be over so I can start spending again. So like, I might have saved some money, but my mindset and my habits have not changed. So that's what the entire year of this is going to be addressing. So why am I calling it my maker's year? I am reframing a negative instead of saying no, you can't spend, because whatever you're saying no to, you want to say yes to something else. And you want to do it in a way that's conscious, like you are consciously choosing a replacement for where your time and energy is focused. Otherwise, what you might unconsciously replace that thing with, it might not be the best thing for you. And I've had this happen anytime that I'm like on a planner no spend, specifically planner stuff, I'll just buy other things. So this time I have rules. Dang it, I gotta get my rules, hold on. I had to get my additional notes. I actually had far more additional notes than here. I didn't finish typing them up. I kind of forgot. So we're gonna go with it. And I'm gonna move this away. Just go like that. Okay. So speaking of filling voids, I have done a lot of thinking over the past couple of years on why I am doing this kind of overspending. Because it's obviously, you know, to get the dopamine rush of the quick buy. There is no friction. It's incredibly easy with internet shopping to buy things, and you know, with credit cards, you're not physically holding your money, so you don't have any real sense of what's coming and going. There's no real sense of exchange. So basically the question is, what is it about shopping that I'm getting that is filling a need that I have that is unmet otherwise? And I'm not going to go too deeply into it. I don't want to be that vulnerable and transparent on my channel. But the easy answer is that I'm not creating. You know, like my soul wants beauty, and I see the beauty out there and I want to have it. And there's that whole human nature of like wanting to own things. My theory is that by making things, that this will help alleviate some of that desire for beauty, because I'll be tapping into, you know, my creative well, as long as it hasn't run dry. What is my goal for my maker's year? All right, so by the end of 1 year, I want to have decreased my spending on credit cards by 75% and to have paid off, I said 50% of my credit card debt. I'm also not sure if I'm going to say numbers on this channel or not, and this is both personal and business. I invested money into starting my business this year, and that's the thing. So my why is that I'm tired of being the villain in my own story and, you know, stealing from my own future, and honestly the future of my family, because there are other things that could be going on. We could be saving up for a house, we could be paying this house off. A house without mice, a house with a finished basement, a house with a driveway that's not a 30-degree angle and it is barely wide enough to fit a car. you know, those things. In the winter, it's terrible. I'll tell you that much. So we went over my why, my motivation. So I am doing this like in the framework of like a recovery system kind of thing, like a 12-step recovery, since I think at its root, it is an addiction. So I will be coming at it like as if I were in recovery, which I'm aiming to be. That's what this whole year is about. Okay, so how will I accomplish this goal? So first off, especially with planner things, if I want it, I have to make it. And anything that I make will go into my shop and might sell. It might not. But any of the revenue that I make from my shop will go for paying down my credit card stuff. And I've decided to sell my entire vintage games collection. So that's like Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, some GameCube games that are hard to find. I haven't put them all up on price charting yet, and I haven't put them up for sale yet. I don't know if they would be better off on, I'll probably put them on eBay. But that's like another thing. And also by, you know, not adding more onto my debt. So we're going to get to the rules in a minute. So how will I do that? Reframe the no spend into choosing creativity by refocusing that energy that I'm wasting by shopping and obsessing. I can funnel it into making stuff, which I can then put into my shop and sell to apply to my debt. Hopefully, you know, that part, the selling part, that's not on me. I can make it, but the selling part is up to the people. All right, so action steps, right? Unsubscribe from sales emails, which I've actually already started doing. And that also includes the text messages because, you know, oh, get an extra 10% off if you sign up for texts. No more. I have things to block certain websites on my computer. Another thing is to sign up for Debtors Anonymous, which is a 12-step recovery program for overspenders, and go to meetings and get a sponsor, actually. So I'm serious about this. I want to stop the madness. So other tools and supports, I will be setting up a Saturn altar on Saturday. Today is Thursday. So Saturday the 17th, which this video might come out on the 17th, and then the Saturn altar video would be on the 18th. Not really sure yet. Everything's kind of out of order. My Saturn altar, Saturn being the planet of karma and restriction and discipline, and also my ruling planet, because I am a Capricorn sun and rising, and my Saturn is exalted in Libra. So yeah, okay. I'll be setting up the altar. I'll go into more stuff in that video. I do realize the irony here, okay, about buying a lot of books about overspending to combat overspending. Okay, so like don't come at me in the comments. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I picked up pamphlets from Debtors Anonymous, which I will be, you know, going through as well. And I will be using a budget. For my budget, I'm going to be working on a project that I came up with in 2020 at the beginning of lockdown, actually. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but just know that by the end of this year, I hope to have another planner out about budgeting. And I'm hoping to possibly get it. It's like print on demand. That's the one. So like this isn't going to be your kind of fancy schmancy planner like the Memento Mori goal planner is. This is more for like everybody. So I'm guessing the paper is going to be pretty bad, but it will be accessible to everybody in printed form. So that's my goal for that. Using this year and my horrible experience and turning it into something that it could be a learning thing for everyone. I will also be making book summary videos to talk about the books. So if you're into books, but you don't want to buy these books, they were from like used on Amazon from thrift stores and stuff. So I bought the last one of this, the Shopaholics, an 8-week program to control compulsive spending. I bought the last one on Amazon. Sorry. But if you wait just a few months, you can get a summary from me. My goal is to start with this one To Buy or Not to Buy by April Lane Benson, PhD. I think she was on a podcast or something, and I really liked what she had to say. So I picked up this book for this whole Maker's Year project. And then this one, I'm actually really curious to see if it works. Maybe I will also put these in a D-stash on my Etsy shop in case you want to try them out. I don't know. Next, we already talked about the budget. We've got my recovery journal. And last night I just filmed this incredibly, horribly chaotic brain dumping session about what my planner system is going to be for next year. Like, I know I already went through a bunch of stuff, but this is my 𝖦𝖍𝖎𝖓𝖊𝖓 notebook. So I, brain dump in here and try to figure out what's going where. I'm going to make a planner lineup video probably once everything's done. So who knows? Maybe. So yeah, recovery journal. This is an A6 𝖙𝖎𝖎𝖓𝖙 Techo original. I will not be setting this up in this video because this video is just setting up my Maker's Year. So I have this, and I've got little additional notebooks. This is a 3-pack from Jet Pens. It's, you can get it on the 𝖙𝖎𝖎𝖓𝖙 website. So that's the recovery journal. Part of that is going to be the sobriety printouts from Self-Love Rainbow. And I'm going to also be making a temptation tracker. That might just be like the main thing of this, to see like what I'm fixating on, what's going on in my life that's causing me to need pacification, and why do I need to feel better, like what's happening. That kind of thing. So habits and accountability. Oh yeah, one other thing. I'm going to be making a big wall poster calendar, just like a simple overview like that, only poster size, so that I can hang it next to my Saturn altar in the main, section of the house so that everyone can see it. Every single day on Instagram, I'm going to be, for accountability reasons, we're to the habits and accountability part right here. Every single day, I'm going to cross off the previous day if it was a successful no-buy day, if I didn't buy anything, if I didn't break my rules, which we will get to in a second. And I will post that to my stories. So if you see it, you see it. If you don't, that's not on me. But at the end of the week, I will post us like a summary picture 1 week down, because I don't want to like post every single day. Like, I've got a lot of shit to remember, so I'm gonna have to like set up all these alarms to remind me to do these things. But hopefully it will become a habit that I will be building. I will probably post weekly roundup, if you will, on Saturdays, because that is Saturn's day. So we want to be thankful and grateful for Big Dad Saturn, if you will, for helping us, me, yeah, rein it in and be a good girl. Projected risks and challenges. I'm not done with this yet, but Planner Warehouse sales is number 1, because I know in February they're going to start their warehouse sales. Is it February or March? Whatever. Black Friday is going to be another huge issue. Hopefully by then I'm not like chomping at the bit. The clearance section. Like, I do want to be able to go into stores. Interestingly enough, 𝖙𝖎𝖎𝖓𝖙 also posted a video on her channel about her upcoming no-buy. And there's just something in the air. I think the lockdown really added to a lot of consumerist impulses. So I think now that we're starting to open up and go back to work, we're realizing, oh my God, I need to get this back under control. That's all that I have there listed. I'm thinking about, for accountability as well, I'm thinking about doing budget videos. I'm still not sure as of yet. Okay, and then the final component before we get to the rules is rewards. I'm traditionally really bad at rewarding myself, so we're gonna go with a first month reward on January 31st, which is also my husband's birthday, and then quarterly rewards after that. I'm trying to decide whether I want the year to end on Saturnalia, which is on December 17th when I'm setting up my Saturn altar. If I want that to just be a year-long thing. I feel like it probably should. Not sure yet. Because you know, I don't want to slip into old habits. I'm hoping that this year is going to be like a palate cleanse, you know what I mean? I'm also hoping to do like a massive de-stash of a lot of planner stuff. I will most likely put it either up on eBay. I have a lot of sticker books that have a lot of stickers used, so they're incomplete sticker packs. I would be putting everything up on on eBay and just be like, bid. And that's part of the reason why the Memento Mori goal planner for this year, I'm actually going to be putting the weekly pages in my 𝖍𝖎𝖓𝖏𝑖𝐺𝑖 because overall that will help me use my, like, be in my cousin and use all of it. And it will also break my not dependence, but it will also hopefully break a lot of my happy planner sticker buying. If those sticker packs are no longer, you know, if they not gonna fit like the boxes and stuff like that, they're not gonna fit an A5. So yeah, if I want stickers, I need to make them myself. So that was the rundown. We're gonna go over what I can and cannot buy. I haven't decided on rewards yet because I'm just bad at that. What I cannot buy in 2023: planners, stationery, art supplies, stickers, stamps. So anything like planner adjacent, as Cindy said. There is an exception here. So no planners except for the 𝖍𝖎𝖓𝖏𝖚 Spring Edition because I'm going to need to replace what I'm using. If I decide not to do that and just go back to a disc-bound happy planner, I have the supplies for that. I don't need to look anywhere else for more happy planner things. I have plenty of stuff here that I can shop. I'm kind of looking to get rid of my Erin Condren notebooks and stuff like that. I'm not really sure though. I have one more Erin Condren shell that I can use to print a Memento Mori planner if anybody was interested in that. I have like a lot of things to de-stash. I was also thinking about making custom notebooks using, you know, the Erin Condren. I'm printing on sketchbook paper method that I've been using, but that is a different story. I'm getting off track here. I cannot buy any more hair bleach. I have a big massive thing of Pravana Pure Light bleach powder, and I have about this much left. And so I would say that's enough to get me through the rest of the year. And then whenever that is done, because of, like, you can see my roots. I don't really care. And also you can see all my white hair. I don't really care about my hair that much. I do it for fun, not because I'm trying to like hide my grays or anything like that. Bleaching your hair is just a pain in the ass. And after my bleach powder is done, I'm done bleaching my hair. If I run out of developer to either tone my hair or bleach my hair, I'm going to replace that because I need it to bleach my hair or tone my hair. That being said, I will continue to buy hair dye over tone. Again, it's not something that I routinely maintenance because I have other things to do than take care of myself, obviously. Currently, I have a little bit of purple. I have blue for brown hair, and I have extreme blue and extreme teal. So those cool colors you will see on my head within the next few months, maybe the first half of the year. And then if I decide to, you know, be done with it after that, then that's fine. I have one Wella hair toning kit for ash blonde and a few other like purple hair masks. Tarot and Oracle decks. No more tarot and Oracle decks, please. I would love to, you know, be able to read for other people and have them pay me. But that is not the reality right now. That is not what I'm doing right now. So no more tarot or Oracle decks this upcoming year. No more courses. I have so many courses that I have not finished or even started. So I'm going to dig into those. And if I have something that comes up where it's like, oh, I need to take that course. Girl, is it on Skillshare? You have a subscription. You have a subscription to Skillshare. Look over there. Where can I find this information otherwise for free? Can I go to the library and take out books? Not that I'm short on books to read this year, but no more buying nonfiction books. Finish what I have. As I said, I have no shortage of books to read. I will be, as always, heavily relying on the Libby app, which previously was Overdrive. Libby is a separate app. They're retiring Overdrive. It's a library app where you can actually take out ebooks or audiobooks from your phone. You don't even have to go out to the library. When I learned that, changed my life, okay? Changed my life. So I will be heavily relying on that. If you want to stock my Goodreads, I guess you can do that. But please know that I'm also in the middle of 19 books, and I'm going to be reading all of these. I'm going to be reading these one by one because I did promise to make summary videos on these. So yeah, if you want to eyeball my progress, you can look at my Goodreads, which I guess I'll link below. No more buying fiction books. Finish my currently reading list first. So until I finish my currently reading list of books, and then after that I can buy fiction books if I want. But I have a lot of fiction books that I have not read yet, so maybe I should look into reading those first. Just saying. In-app purchases, unless I use a gift card, and in order to get this gift card, I have to go to the store and buy a physical gift card with cash. So I hate leaving the house, so this is a very big barrier for me. I think the same goes for video games on Steam. I have a library of like 250 some odd games on Steam. I don't need to buy anymore. I really don't. If I really want something though, I need to go to the store, buy a gift card with cash, and then I can buy the thing. So what can I buy in 2023? Shop supplies, because I am hoping to be making physical products this year. I'm hoping to make some stickers and sticker kits. So shop supplies, but I must have an immediate use for said item. So like if anything runs out, obviously I'll replace it. I can't be like, ooh, that's a clearance planner that I can use as a shell for the Memento Mori reschedule project. I don't want to do that because I also want to be really mindful of what I am saying as a business expense and what is me just being like, oh, I want that. Next, I can pay for massages or things to manage my health and my pain. I have hypermobile joints syndrome, whatever. It is not EDS. I was already tested for that and it was negative. I do have hypermobile joints that causes pain when I am not doing my exercises, which I have not been doing. So, so that's another thing that's on my list of things to do this next year. Okay, so another thing that I can buy is I can indulge in a cafe outing, especially if I'm going riding with Harry, but I have to pay in cash. And I've always been paying with cash when I have gone. It's a very rare occasion, which is why I still have the cash, I guess. But I will just have to budget for it. I am making an exception to the no video games. Your Turn to Die is going to be coming out on Steam next year. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. Though it is also free to play on his website. I don't know how the official release is going to affect that, but I will put a pin in that. That is an exception. So obviously replacement items will be okay, like hair dye or developer if I need to. Beauty stuff. I don't do a whole lot of beauty stuff. I actually just purged like 90% of my makeup collection because it was old and I was holding on to it and I stopped wearing like 90% of it. So I don't want to add any more to what I have. Maybe an eyeshadow per year. I don't know. Though there is a, what's it called? A contour palette for costuming. So I will put a pin in contour palette. It's on the list. I pick the skin from my fingers and it's really embarrassing. I know it's gross too. Like, I know. It's a compulsive, like, nervous habit or something, or it's sensory. I'm not really even sure. I also chew on the inside of my mouth and I can't really do much about that. Aside from chewing gum, which I hate. The only thing in the past that I know has helped with not picking my fingers is wearing fake nails, which I hate. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it. Like I would get the press-on nails and stuff. hate it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a gel manicure, and if I hate it, I will not be doing it again. If I find that I like it and it helps with my skin picking issue, I am going to include that in my things I can buy, because that would also be part of my health stuff, which is bizarre to say, but like I'm so self-conscious that someone who's doing my nails is gonna like say something. But that's also why I got this spinner ring, to try to keep me from picking. But it's been hard because I've been doing this since I was, you know, like 8 years old. So that's like what, 32 years. So about my face care, skincare. I currently have a 𝖘𝖊𝖓𝖓𝖓 subscription, but I forget to do my skincare like all the time, so I'm super backed up with my items. So I'm canceling my 𝖘𝖊𝖓𝖓 subscription, and I cannot buy any more skincare items that would be the same as those until all of those are gone. So that might last me for the rest of the year. I have a vitamin C serum. I have a day moisturizer with SPF in it that is probably halfway done that I would need to replace. And I have a sleep mask and some eye cream that I use. I know it sounds like a lot. I always forget though, so they'll probably last for quite a while. So if I'm ever making a video and it looks like my skin is just falling off my face, that's why. It's skincare at work. Okay, and then the last thing, website stuff. I want to get my website up and actually running this year. And then, you know, whatever else that my business requires, I will be financing, I guess. But I, again, need to ask myself, are you sure about that? Can I do without it? And that is the summary of my maker's year. Let us end with what I hope to make next year. So maybe I will look forward to this. I want to start on my astrology grimoire, which would be like a paint with me kind of thing. The budget book that I want to publish at the end of the year. Taking all of this into consideration, I've also read a bunch of personal finance books. I still have a couple more of those to read that have been on my list. I would like to start my Capricorn art journal, so that would basically be like my personal art journal. My Otome art journal, so like I wanted to use this wee baby journal here. This is a original size Suki notebook from Notebook Therapy, and it's got a pretty rose gold foil edging on the pages. This is one of those like 160 GSM paper notebooks that's good for painting and stuff. I wanted to do some paint with me's about and talk about Otome games that I've loved. And that's why it's pink. So yeah, you'll probably see a lot more like artsy content on my channel next year. Probably more astrology stuff, because I want to do the astrology grimoire. I would really like to start making and selling stickers. So yeah, that's a very full year for me. And if you have made it this far, what are you saying no to next year, and what are you hoping to consciously replace that with in 2023? Let me know. Thanks for watching.